Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Lakokadash. Double honor to the elders of GMS who rule and teach well. Shalom to the brothers across the four winds pushing this truth weekly, daily, in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Nakamia from GMS Louisiana, and I'm back with another video, and pretty much I don't know what the title gonna be at the moment, but I know the subject matter is gonna pretty much be, you know, your dealings outside of the truth, or what and who you're surrounding yourself with. You know, um, I'm gonna just let the scriptures come out. Uh, this is Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17. It says, "A friend loveth at all times." All right, and that's referring to these so-called people that you call yourself friends in the world, man. That's this this modern day, not even say modern day, but this worldly love, you know, quote unquote unconditional love, love through whatever. Oh, I'm going, even when you're going off, pretty much. Even when when you're dealing with people that's outside of the truth, they're not gonna look at what you're doing as you going off unless they know what you're into. You know what I mean? So, a friend, they say a friend loveth at all times. All right, but this the point. Okay, well, and a brother is born for adversity. All right, and what's that adversity? That adversity is talking about a brother not letting you, do or say no off shit and just not saying nothing about it. Not making a point to get an understanding on why you talking like that, or acting like that, or thinking like that. You know what I mean? So once again, in this Proverbs 17:17, it says, "A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity." Okay, so a friend not gonna tell you nothing, man. You talking about, um, man. Look at that hoe right there. I know she got a man and shit, but that hoe look good, and I'm thinking about you. If you talking about some shit like that, you know, um, a two-thirds is gonna agree with you, and pretty much he gonna push you to go after that woman, knowing that she's spoken for. But you say some off shit like that around a brother, or you thinking like that around a brother, what's gonna happen is that's gonna get checked right there on sight. I know normally, I would. So, that's gonna get checked on sight, and that's good for the spirit. That's good for correction. You know what I mean? Because things like that not even supposed to be in your mind. Better yet, come out your mouth. You know what I mean? You could check yourself if it's something run across your mind, and you ask, Lord, I don't know what was I thinking, Lord. Forgive me for thinking like that or having that thought in my mind. But you just verbalizing that shit. That mean that's normalized to you. When you verbalizing things like that, that mean that those things are normal to you as a habit. To think and have habits and want to pursue things like that of that nature. All right. I got another precept. Um, I'm gonna jump to Proverbs. I'm gonna jump to Proverbs. This 27 and 17. This is Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17. It says, "Iron sharpeneth iron." Okay, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Okay, and that's what if you're gonna have somebody that's supposed to be your friend, well, really, you know, that's referring to a brother. But at the same time, if you're gonna have somebody that you gonna consider a friend, you know, this person needs to do like the scripture say, and sharpen your countenance. Okay, iron sharpeneth iron. Okay, you're not gonna have iron and wood. You're not gonna have um um uh some cotton and silk, you know, it says iron sharpened iron. Okay, so that means some being around like-minded individuals. Okay, it says so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend, meaning going back and forward. Rather if it's dealing with the scriptures, precepts, or whether it's dealing in history, whether it's dealing in the different intricate facts of history, if it's dealing with the chronological side of history, with timelines, whether it's dealing with the geography, whether it's dealing with the grammar and going into the Latin, the Hebrew, and the English, and going into these different etymologies, all of these different things are used to sharpen the countenance of a friend. And if you're not surrounded with people that's doing things like that, you're not gonna get sharp. That's just what that is. And that's put in the scriptures for a reason. So you know, let the scriptures guide you, man. The scriptures wasn't put here just to be put here, something to read. It was put here to be understood and then applied. And when you apply it, that's what help you grow. Let's help your mind grow and help your faith grow. You know what I mean? The beginning of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is fear of the Heavenly Father. You know what I mean? Back to the topic. I'm gonna jump to 13. This is gonna be Proverbs and 20. All right. Proverbs 13, verse 20. Okay. And this is, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise. Okay? He that walketh with wise men shall be wise. Yeah, shall be wise. So what that's saying is you need to pay attention to who you surrounding yourself with, who you spending your time with. Um, are the people, are the places you go and the things that you do cater to feeding your flesh or feeding the spirit? Because if you feeding the flesh more than you feeding the spirit, then that spiritual man gonna get weaker. There's no such thing as he gonna just be on pause until now. If you're not working that muscle, you know, that muscle gonna get weaker. That's just a fact of how things go. You know. But as it says, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. So if you want to if you want to be a companion of fools, or you want to have fools as your companions, it says they shall be destroyed. All right, and that's really the end game of it, because if you're not dealing under the way of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, you know, you pretty much a 2/3. If you're not dealing under the law, statutes, and commandments and the structure of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, you're gonna be destroyed. Once again, this Proverbs 13 and 20, it says, "He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed." So, if you're sitting up here and you're dealing with people who number one not in the truth, and number two they on some whole other type shit, you know, you're costing yourself valuable time. Time is one thing you can't get back. So you need to utilize the time that the Heavenly Father giving you right now to sit up there and work this spiritual muscle. Work this work this spiritual muscle, because work this spiritual muscle, because by working this muscle is how you get stronger. Okay, and I mean stronger in all different aspects. Like I said, there's a reason why brothers call themselves scholars, because brothers are well versed in uh, many understandings of uh, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's not just a thing of dealing with math. It's not just a thing of dealing with just the geography. It's dealing with history. It's dealing with timelines. You're dealing with all type of worldly history, going into biblical history. Going into the understandings of getting breakdowns of things that's not even understood by this world. You getting spiritual things. You getting gems. You know, you getting these gems and rubies from the scriptures that's not even of this world. So that's why it's more important to work the spiritual thing, because you're gonna be bringing you to a whole nother level. It all works it all works hand in hand. You grow on this side by understanding this. You understand this more, you grow more on this side. So it all works hand in hand. Okay, but let me continue. All right, we're gonna jump to 1 Corinthians 15. 1 Corinthians 15 and 33. All right. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33, it says, be not deceived. Okay? Be not deceived. It says, evil communications corrupt good manners. Now, let me look this up right quick. I'm on the blue letter back here. Alright. Slaki, I'm almost there, Yasharala. Alright. 15:33. Let's see. Alright. Alright. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33. It says, be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. Okay, and what that's talking about? Let me go ahead into the lexicon right quick. This is G2236 from the Greek.
Strong's G2239, ethos. Ethos.
And what that word ethos is, that's manners. Alright? When it says good manners, ethos. Alright? And when you go down to the outline of biblical usage, customary abode, dwelling place, a hut, customary stay, custom, usage, morals, character. So let's read that again with that understanding. Now it says, be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good usage, good morals, good character. Okay, so what that's talking about? That's talking about the way you dealing, the things that you dealing in, on a daily basis. The conversations you having, or the dealings you having outside of the brotherhood. Because 9 times out of 10 when you're dealing with the brothers, you're gonna be dealing in spiritual things, period. But this is referring to when you're outside of the brotherhood, okay? It say evil communications corrupt good manners, good morals, good character. So when you dealing outside of the brotherhood or outside of the body, you gotta make sure that you're keeping good communications. Which sticking to, if you dealing with somebody outside of the brotherhood, make sure you talk your business, you deal with your business, you know, and you don't just linger in talking about a bunch of bullshit, okay? Because that's once again something that's affecting your spirit. And at the end of this is when I bring out my final precept, is going to tie all of this together. While I'm bringing out these scriptures the way I brought it out, all the way from Proverbs 17:17 on down. But um, the evil communications corrupt good manners. So you got to understand that it's not a thing of you know you don't have to deal with people in the world, because that's not how, you know, Yahushua dealt with people that wasn't talked to people and dealt with people outside of the truth. You know, of course, when he did, it was dealing with the truth, you know, but that's even more the point, you know what I mean? Um, Evil communications corrupt good manners. So when you dealing and you talking about a bunch of shit that's not tied into the truth no type of way, or it's tied into some wicked shit, and you constantly dwelling in it, that's gonna wear on your spirit. You might not feel it right then and there, you know, but constantly dealing in evil communications is going to corrupt your good morals, and that's and your good character. And what are your good morals and your good character? That comes from what? That comes from you. That's the way you move, the way you conduct yourself, your morals and your character, and that comes from getting the understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because when you come into this truth, it changes the way you think about things, the way you process things, the way you understand things, the way you deal with people. So all of these different things that's working in your favor through the understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and becoming a man, and a man according to Yahweh's heart, you know, those things are going to be going backwards. You're going to be corrupting those things by evil communications. And that's why the first thing he says is be not deceived. Don't think because, oh, I didn't, you know, I don't do it that much, or, you know, just keep in mind that, you know, dealing in evil communications are, and you know what evil communications is, you know what I mean? We don't got to go into details about that, but, you know, that's why the scripture say, be not deceived. Don't deceive yourself. Because that's who you're going to be deceiving by telling yourself certain shit. You're deceiving yourself. And it's not going to end up good. You know, it's really not. Okay? But let me go to my next precept before we tie all of this in and wrap this up. I'm going to jump down to, Ephesians chapter 4. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. Alright? And once again, it's reiterating the point. Alright? Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth. Okay? Let no corrupt communications proceed out of your mouth. And I say that even more because, you know, you're working, supposed to be day in and day out, you know, just like in Luke, last video I brought out, it talked about, you know, carrying your cross daily. That's the reason I brought it. There's other ones that's similar to that, but that one is more hitting to the point to where you have to carry that cross of following Yahweh daily. And by doing that, you're not going to be, like it says, you're not going to be letting no corrupt communication proceed out your mouth. Because if it's in your mouth, that means it's in your heart. And if it's in your heart, that means it's in your spirit. You know what I mean? So you need to be purging those things out of you. But to complete and finish the precept, Ephesians 4:29, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to use of edifying. Okay? So what you're talking about, you need to make sure that you pretty much you need to have spiritual communications. You know, mainly spiritual communications. That need to be your number one thing. You know what I mean? You need to have spiritual communications, and I could go into another aspect of that, but to keep this video short and to make my point is you need to watch who you dealing with and how you dealing. Okay, and you need to make sure, when you dealing around um people, or well, I'm not gonna say people because these people not gonna get it. But when you're dealing around Akim, man, younger brothers or whoever, it says, make sure pretty much what's coming out of your mouth, make sure it's good to use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Okay, and the way that you minister grace unto them is by letting the words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai come from you as you being the mouthpiece, okay, and letting that music or those words hit the ears or the hearers of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the ones who this song is for, okay, and when they hear that, when the hearers or the ones who supposed to hear this hear it, okay, it's going to be putting grace onto them, meaning pulling them out of the world, okay. That's what that's talking about when it says minister grace into the hearers. Okay, I'm ministering grace into you. Grace meaning having the ability to be saved from this future lake of fire, because we all know what's coming through the prophecies in the scriptures. We all know what's going to happen. Okay, so and it's becoming more and more evident every day. But the point of this is, like I said, okay, make sure the things that's coming out of your mouth, is edifying. It says, once again, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying. Okay, understanding. Get that understanding of these things that's not understood by the common people. That's edifying. Okay, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Okay, and that could be the hearers that's already in the body. That could be the hearers that's not in the body yet, who's supposed to be. Or it could be the hearers. You ought to say ministering grace. You're going to be ministering grace, period. It's to them to latch on to it and move forward with it. You know what I mean? But let me go ahead, my last precept. I get long-winded sometimes. I try to keep the video short and shit video go way past, but it is what it is. The last one. This is gonna be Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12, and it's the one that's gonna tie it in. This is the precept that's gonna tie in my whole point of why I brought out all of these precepts all the way, from Proverbs 17:17 all the way to 1 Corinthians, all the way to Ephesians. And the point is Ephesians 6 and 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Okay? So this is not a physical thing, period. It says, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, which is who the ruler. That's Esau and these other nations, really, because all of them in darkness. The only people who are not in darkness is the men of the Lord. That's period, because we the only ones that have the understanding. Okay, they got people that know how to talk about a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but they don't have the true understanding. Okay, the true understanding is with the men of the Lord. Okay, but my point is, it says we battle against. I'm gonna read it again. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. It's not a physical thing. It's a spiritual thing. But against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. Okay, against spiritual wickedness in high places. All right, and spiritual wickedness. So that go to tell you, these people, even though they have a outer physical wickedness, that stems from an even deeper spiritual wickedness. You know what I mean? They're praying to the Heavenly Father, because these elites know the Heavenly Father name. They hide our history from us and things of that nature. So it's a reason why. We gonna hide who these people are. We gonna pray to their Heavenly Father and say that, why, look at how they still utilizing things with pork in it when y'all are the one putting pork in everything. You know what I mean? And they doing all of these different chants into the music, chants and commercials and advertisement. They're trying to keep your mind tied up into the bullshit with the NBA and the NFL and all these different, things that's feeding into these and to these short minded, short ADH, whatever type peoples. You know what I mean? They're just quick to if it's like fast food thoughts. You know what I mean? Everything is fast, 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 and then on to the next. You know, there's no focusing on no real focus. But my point is, it tells you you're battling against spiritual wickedness in high places. So that's the point, man. So the reason I brought out all these precepts is to let you know you need to focus on the spiritual. That's the whole point of this whole thing. You know, that might be the name of this video. Focus on the spiritual. Okay? Because we're not wrestling against flesh and blood. You know, that's not what we're physically battling against. Yeah, they come up against us on the highways, but I mean shit, it is what it is. You know what I mean? That's why we stay spiritual. But with that, I'm gonna say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders of GMS who rule well and teach well. Shalom to the brothers across the four winds who pushing this truth and sincerity. Keep going, brothers. Keep going. We gonna make it. Lord willing. Lord willing. Shalom. Mawat Lababal.